Again. Let's see what's cooking now.
Hey, we are back in the kitchen with Chef Jared Danks. He is from Virginia College. He's the program director there at Culinard. Hello, good to see you. Thanks for coming by today.
You're welcome.
So you're teaching all the students out there to be chefs, and you're gonna teach our audience today.
Okay.
Okay. So what are you gonna make for us?
Well, today we're making a white chocolate mixed berry bread pudding.
Ooh, it sounds good.
So
okay.
It should be.
All right. So you've gotten started. What do you have in there?
Okay, I'm just heating up. This is heavy cream. Now with bread pudding, you can use heavy cream, milk, half and half. Kind of depends. I like heavy cream because it's a little richer and a little creamier as a finished product. But if you're watching some calories, you can lighten that up a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. So we're gonna heat that up.
All right.
We're gonna add some sugar. This is a mixture of brown and white sugar. You could use all of one or the other.
All right. So why do you like to mix them?
The brown sugar has a little deeper flavor to it.
Okay. But you don't want all brown.
It can be a little heavy with the white chocolate and the berries in this case, right? You can also mix up, I'm using berries because it's springtime, but you could also do apples in the fall or pears.
Oh, that sounds good.
And brown sugar and pears and apples are good. So.
All right.
Okay. So we're going to dissolve that sugar. And we have to add some eggs.
All right.
Okay, but if I add my cold eggs to my hot liquid, it's going to scramble them.
And we don't want scrambled eggs in it.
That's right. So what we have to do is a process called tempering, where you stir your eggs and you pour a little bit of the hot liquid in there.
Let them get used to it, right?
Right. Let them get to know each other.
They don't start cooking like scrambled eggs.
That's right. And then we pour that back into the warm liquid.
I guess a long time ago when chefs did this, they discovered, whoops, we have scrambled eggs in our...
Yeah, it doesn't make for a good product there.
All right.
Okay, so we stir that around.
So that's just kind of a thickening agent now, right?
Right. When the eggs, we're going to put this in the oven, and when the eggs bake, it's going to thicken the custard and set it. Okay. Okay, and then I also have some white chocolate here.
All right.
And I'm going to stir the white chocolate in, and that's going to melt.
All right.
All right. Okay.
All right, so just kind of melt those down. All right, now while you're doing that and letting that melt down, so what kind of bread do you use? I've heard so many people use stale bread.
Right.
New. What do you like?
That's a great question. I just have sandwich bread cut up here, but I have
plain white sandwich bread?
Just white sandwich bread cut up. Now some chefs will toast it and then they'll layer it in a pan and do a larger serving that way. I've also used donuts. Sometimes you have stale donuts, you know.
Really?
If your family member brings home a dozen and you don't eat them all, what do you do with these stale donuts the next day? You
That's interesting.
They're great. They're sweet. And I've also used croissants, which make a really good.
Okay.
And even Danishes.
So if it's a bread base, you can use it.
That's right. So any kind of bread works
so that's
well.
thickening up really well.
That's thick. And then I'm going to pour it over the bread. And then you let this soak. About just depending on the bread. Sometimes bread that's more stale takes longer to soak up the custard. 15, 20 minutes. Some people go a little longer. Just kind of depends.
That looks like a really big serving or a number of people you could serve with that.
Sure.
Does it kind of go down just because it's bread? Like
it does. It's soaking up the custard right now.
So it's not really maybe as much as it looked like.
Right. We'll probably get 6 servings with this, and also it depends on your serving size. Okay.
Smells really good.
Thank you. And now you can also stir some berries in at this point if you wanted to, depending on what seasonal. I have raspberries and blueberries. You could use blackberries. All right, any kind of berry. It does give it a nice color.
So you're kind of folding them in there.
Right. I don't want to bust them up too much. It depends. The blueberries are a little more sturdy, but the raspberries I don't want to break up. Okay.
So kind of use a spatula like that and fold them and make them better. Okay.
Pardon me. And then you can spoon it in, or I could pour it into a pan and bake it. I have little ramekins for individual servings.
Okay.
And I find the neatest way is just to use a disher like this.
All right. And what's the oven go to?
Oven's going to be at 350.
Okay.
And you want to bake these in a water bath because it's a custard. Okay. So I'd put some water about halfway up the ramekin, put that in the oven at 350, bake it for...
And here's what it looks like. Bake it for how long?
Oh, till it's done, is the industry answer. Depending on size. The smaller portions are going to bake a little faster than the larger portions.
And that's what it looks like.
Then when it's cool, I just unmold it. You can serve it warm or cold. You can serve it with... you can put a couple of berries.
All right, you go ahead and dress it, and we'll let folks know where they can get the recipe. We'll have it at myfoxal.com a little bit later on today. But it looks like a wonderful dessert from Chef Jared Danks from Virginia College, the program director over at Culinard.
Voila.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right.
Thank you.
Now here's me.